What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to some Europe versus USA memes. It is time once again to take a look at some random funny internet pictures with text on them, also known as memes. And these memes are all about what it's like in Europe versus what it's like in America. So let's take a look. Starting with a European delivering pizza? No, a European waking up early, and then there's a new problem in the United States. Is this what is this? Is this what it's like? Is this how you feel? Are Europeans trying to tell me something through the meme here? I think I get it. Like if you're European, any day, any random day, you can just wake up and it's like this picture. The United States is on fire, a bottle's exploding, somebody's on the ground, hurt, like because I will say it's not really like this is not how Americans think of Europe. That's for sure. When we wake up, we don't expect to hear bad news in Europe or something, but has it gotten to the point where if you're in Europe, especially if you wake up early, with the way that the time zones are, you're going to hear some juicy news about the United States. Probably that's kind of how it works. Because in America, we don't. It's either not as many bad things happen in Europe compared to America, or we just don't hear a lot of stuff about Europe, which is entirely possible. We don't get a lot of news about Europe. But either way, this is. It's not great that this is how Europeans view America. Like, you wake up any morning and you expect to hear something crazy going on here? Is that the gist of it? Okay, fair enough. U.S. house damaged by wind. Come on. I know we don't use the biggest and best building materials in the world. We're not known for having like the highest quality of house building in the world, especially these days. But US house damaged by wind, like it's not like our whole house is collapsing to the ground. At least there's like an American flag there that kind of stayed up. That's nice. And then at the bottom it says Austrian house damaged by a 10-ton massive rock. Oh my god. Is this? It's hard to tell with the memes sometimes. Is this photo like real? Cuz this is incredible. Is this actually some European house, specifically Austrian? A rock ran into the side of this house, and the house is like fine. The house is actually doing pretty good. You could just leave that rock there. It's kind of cool. Kind of adds something to the house. But joking aside, you better believe no American house could survive a massive 10-ton rock hitting it. I don't know how this rock situation happened, but this is incredible. And okay, fine. This shows the difference between American houses and European houses. European houses, I hear, are like better, use more brick, higher quality wood, better building practices. Yeah, okay, fine. US houses aren't that bad, like it's falling down when there's a breeze outside, but fine, I'll give you that one. Let's keep going here. Man, this is really in the US versus Europe meme battle going on here. The US is not doing great. Please help him. He is injured. Oh, it's a Pokemon meme. That's kind of fun. This is perfect for me. Then the United States saying, "Does he have insurance though?" God. Oh God. This is too real. This is too accurate. I never, man, you guys are even ruining Pokemon for me. If Pokemon existed in the United States, it would be ruined by the American healthcare system. That's true. Cuz if you know Pokemon, if you've ever played a Pokemon game or whatever, your Pokemon get injured and you got to go to Nurse Joy at the Poke Center and get healed. In America, they do what they do at American healthcare places and be like, "Where's your healthcare card? Where's your insurance? Is it in network? No, no, no. We're not covering it yet. Did you pay your copay? All right. Well, it doesn't kick in. It doesn't kick in until your deductible is covered. So you're going to pay the first 5,000. Then insurance. Pikachu is not getting healed till you put down 10%. It'd be this whole thing. It'd be this is actually incredibly accurate. This meme. American healthcare would ruin the concept of Pokemon in real life. That's unfortunate. America can never have real Pokemon. Yes, that's true. Why can't you just be normal? Says the Earth. And then America screaming in Fahrenheit. what is what is this? So the Earth, every country on Earth wants to say to America, "Why can't you just be normal?" I think this meme is referencing a movie, Babadook. That's a horror movie. I actually know what this meme is from. Anyway, the world is like, "Why can't you just be normal?" And then America's like, Fahrenheit. is that is that about right? We do we do like our Fahrenheit, to be perfectly honest, but as an American who has experienced the metric system, whenever you're in the United States, if you have any science class, you're taught the metric system. You use the metric system, and you learn how much better it is. So I get it. Europeans, ew, American food is so unhealthy. That's right. Yeah, that's what a lot of Europeans would say, right? American food is so unhealthy. And then also Europeans, coffee and cigarettes. Is this okay? This is finally a meme that's kind of ragging on Europe. Yeah, in America, it's true. Our food is horrible for us. Like, we have some of the most processed, unhealthy food in the world. We have stuff in our food, chemicals and preservatives, that aren't even legal in Europe, if I understand correctly. Anyway, so yeah, Europe's, you can criticize us for that. That's fine. But also, Europeans, coffee and cigar. Is this true? Is this true? Europeans, you're not entirely innocent. Do you all drink coffee straight with a cigarette every morning? I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't actually know. Is that like a stereotype of Europeans criticizing our health while smoking a cigarette? Huh. How Americans see their beer. Yes, we see our beer as beer, normal beer. Yes. How Germans see American beer as water. Wow, you guys are really digging into us today. All right, I can take it. I have to admit, in America, Germany is famous for having amazing beer. So if anybody is going to criticize our American beer, it would have to be Germany. But is ours so bad? You really think it's water? I mean, I've heard like Bud Light, if you've ever had Bud Light, I've heard that like people think that's basically water. Um, so, and that's other Americans saying that. So maybe, yeah, maybe there's a little. I don't think America is like world famous for our beer, are we? So fine, fine. You can. It's whatever. Yes, okay, Germany can say that because you guys have like the best beer. Fine, fine. Me. How old were you? So this is a conversation between a European and an American. So, European says, "How old are you?" And the American says, "Oh, I was a freshman." And then a European would say, "I have no idea how old you are. I don't know what that means." Huh. So do you don't use that term in Europe? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior? That would make sense, I suppose. Not even in like English speaking areas of Europe do you not use. These are phrases that we use in high school. If you're in high school, instead of saying ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, we give them names like you are a freshman if you are in ninth grade, the lowest high school grade, if that makes sense. That makes sense to me that you not all Europeans would understand that stuff. That's totally fine. I'm sure there's lots of European school terms and words that I don't understand. Someone from the UK. I'm in sixth form. Me. How many regenerations do you have left? What? Huh? Uh, am I missing something here? I don't I don't quite understand this one. I'm in sixth form. How many regenerations do you have left? This is some kind of UK reference that I don't understand. That's okay. I'm not going to understand everything here today, that's for sure. Um, someone, I personally think that the United States has good, and then Europeans interrupting, cracking your fingers, typing. This is funny. This is actually funny. So, if anybody says the words, personally, I think the United States has some really good Europeans just instantly, no, 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 you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear good stuff about the United States. Just get your fingers warmed up and you type like typing on the internet, like typing comments or whatever on I see them on TikTok sometimes. Europeans who wanna poop on America. That's funny. That's just like whatever. If America and Europe have some kind of like rivalry, or I like to think it's all some of it's serious, some of it's just funny. I think it's funny. Um, Europeans, you just can't stand for anyone to say something good about America. Not anything. Come on. Um, Europeans, after a 5-hour car trip to visit another country, you're worn out. This is a SpongeBob meme. That's nice. So after a 5-hour car trip, Europeans, you're done. You're like, oh, that's a long trip. Americans, after a weekly 5-hour car ride to the grocery store, this, and we're just happy. This is an exaggeration. We Americans, in order to travel around the United States is so big. You do have to drive like many, many hours to get to another state. If you want to drive across the United States, it'd take you like 30 hours. It'd be more than a day of driving. Um, but with that being said, we don't enjoy 5-hour car rides. That's still a long time. It's not fun, but like in order for me to visit a family member in another state, yeah, I'd have to at least drive 5 or 10 hours. And that's normal. So maybe Americans, maybe we're more used to it. And also we drive everywhere. We never like walk or take the bus really or trains. We don't barely have trains. I think that's what this meme is saying. European and also Europe is like it's not small. All Europe altogether is pretty big, but you can like travel to another country in 5 hours, right? That's pretty amazing. Um, Wimpy U.S. outlets? What? You're you're making fun of our outlets now? What's wrong with our outlets? They're wimpy. They're dumb. They're lame. What? What? You're making fun of our outlets. Chad European outlets. Post made by the EU gang. What the heck? What is this? This is what the internet has created. American versus European outlets, electrical outlets. I have heard that European outlets or British outlets are very good. They actually have a lot of technology that's better than the United States. European out are they Chad? So European outlets are like much stronger, more robust. You can plug like 10 things into the wall. You could not do that in America. You would blow a fuse or short circuit something. Yeah, you can't just plug a bunch of stuff into one outlet in America. No. So maybe European outlets are better. I mean that's entirely possible. I don't know. That's an interesting criticism. I wish I lived in Europe. You can ride a bike for 20 minutes and end up in a different country with a different culture. If I ride a bike in America for 20 minutes, I just end up at another Walmart, another section of Walmart. Okay, this these are pretty funny. Um, yeah, again, in America, it takes forever to get to any stuff is not close together. It's true. America is very big. But if you ride a bike for 20 minutes, you're just going to be inside of the same Walmart store. That's true. Okay, cool, but in America, you can get 100 McNuggets for $25. Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. See? There's some good things about America. You can get McDonald's. You can get 100 nuggets. Is that the best we have? Oh boy. When telling the temperature, it's important to note that C stands for correct and F stands for fake. Again, I'm okay with the metric system. I don't understand Celsius. Like I don't know what Celsius even 20 Celsius. I don't know what that is. But I know it's a better system. I admit it. C is for correct, F is for fake. Oh my god. I think you meant can't land. C is for can't land on the moon. Ha! And F is for effing landed on the moon. Ha ha! So, who said this? This is some American getting back at Europeans. This is our rebuttal. We're bringing up the moon landing. America did land on the moon. At least we got that. I don't know what that has to do with temperature. European houses. Again with the houses. All right. Man. European houses resist big storms, built out of concrete and stone, built for eternity. American houses. Help, there's some wind. All right. Fine. Yes, we've been through this. European houses are better quality. Apparently, a lot of Europeans think that wind is going to blow down an American house. Our houses can at least stand in the wind. They're not that bad. Everyone on Tumblr screaming about Area 51. Me, a European. Confused? Angry? So Europeans don't really know what Area 51 is, I'm guessing. So when Americans talk about Area 51 on the internet, it's like Europeans are just like, what? I guess. Area 51 is a secret government area in the United States where a lot of Americans think they have aliens captured there or something. Yeah. No, you can't just cool your house. It uses too much energy. Okay, this meme is ragging on Europe. So Europeans, you guys like don't have a lot of air conditioning, right? Isn't that true? So Europeans are like, no, you can't cool down your house. It uses too much energy. Americans, we're just drinking beer with our flag. It's going, ha ha, air conditioning, go pip, brrr. Like a, that's the noise that an air conditioner makes. Yes. Yes. It's really hot out. I have air conditioning on right now in where I am, and it's great. I don't know how you guys survive without air conditioning. I have no clue. That's incredible. Good for you guys if you're saving energy and being better for the environment, or if you just don't care if it's hot. That's amazing. Good for you guys. I'll admit it, us Americans, we need air conditioning. We need cold. Maybe we're a bunch of babies. I don't care. But anyway, that was funny. Those are Europe versus U.S. memes. Always very interesting to take a look. There's a lot of differences between Europe and America, and I like to think that this is friendly jokes about each other, I hope, with maybe a little truth to this stuff too. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these Europe versus USA memes. That'd be funny to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.